Well, hello everyone. I am so glad to be here. I'm glad you all got through the snow, and as I noted, we're pleased to be doing an indoor event for all of you, and also to recognize such an amazing program. And actually, I think that the bad weather does make us think about people
Yes.
in need. It makes us think about people without homes. As cold as it was last night and the day before, and the winds and the snow, people who don't have enough food, and it's hard for them to get out to get the food. And all the while, there are so many Minnesota volunteers and programs like the Southern Anoka Community Assistance Program that are working to help people. And so much of this, and I think this is what I love about this project, yes, we have big food banks in the state. That's important to have those, but so much of the help is local. The needs are local and the help is local, and that's exactly what's going on here in Anoka, where you see volunteers from the surrounding area, where you see people who need a little help also here. And the fact that we have had a difficult time the last few years getting through the pandemic, and now of course just with economics and the volatility of the economy, it's really, really important that we have strong food banks and help. So with me today, Dave, who just gave us a tour, Dave Rudolph and Elaine Walker, co-directors of the SACA Food Shelf and Thrift Store, and then also Honorine Anderson, we love that name, Honorine, a client and volunteer doing both for SACA. And we are here to highlight the federal funding that's headed to this food shelf and thrift store. I think that for anyone that noticed the close quarters in here, the fact that they need so much more space and people are on top of each other, understands why this amount of money is so important to be able to expand this food shelf. And it's going to expand just a half mile away from here, if I understand. And just so you know, a lot of success of volunteer efforts is judged by where they've been and where they're going to. You can see originally this was just a house. Then it moved to this area just at the beginning of this century, we will say. And now, 20-some years later, because of their good work, they continue to have clientele and people visiting for help, for clothes, for warm blankets, for soup, for soap, and you name it. So we're really excited to be able to help out. This grant is part of the work that we did at the end of the year. It's fitting that it would happen near Christmas, right near Christmas, to be able to get the end of the year budget bill done. And we know that in 2020 alone, 2021 alone, and by the way, we look at these requests really carefully and decide, we have many good ones, but when we heard these numbers, in 2021 alone, SACA served more than 49,000 community members and distributed 800,000 pounds of food, all out of this little space, 800,000 pounds of food. And so that is why we decided to put this grant request in to help with federal funding to build this new facility. We know they're frugal. This isn't exactly glamorous, even though it's nice and keeps people alive and helps them. And so we thought, what a worthy cause. And that's why we were united in getting this as part of the bill at the end of the year. There may have been more expensive projects than this one, I will say that, but we know they're gonna put this money to give good use and help the people. And some of these projects are big ones, transportation, overpasses, big bridges, all necessary, but sometimes the best thing you can do is help people in their local communities. Investing in SACA will make a huge difference for people throughout Anoka County. There's still more to be done. We have the farm bill upon us that we're working on this year. I'm one of the most senior members of the Agriculture Committee now, and I'm excited that we're going to be able to have a new farm bill and make fruits, vegetables, other food utilizing SNAP, the SNAP program, even more accessible. We've introduced new legislation, the Reset for America's Future Act, to make some changes. You always want to take what's good from the past and improve it for the future. And so we're excited about that, as well as getting people the help they need. One other thing I wanted to mention, if anyone is struggling to get food right now, they can call 763-789-2444 in this area. To go to the SACAFoodShelf.org is the other way to do it online, to make an appointment and get help. But I just want to we're so happy that we're able to get this done. One of the advantages of grant programs like this is it's not the check is in the mail, it actually just got done, like, it's done. They applied, the project was vetted, we know this is happening, we have the people to prove it, and the food to prove it, and so they will be able to use this money immediately for their expansion. And we're really excited about this, Dave, and Honorine as well, and we'd love to hear from you, Dave.
So, thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank Senator Klobuchar, Senator Smith, and Representative Omar for all the work they put in on this, and as well as their staffs, because I'm sure the staffs did a lot of work on this too.
That's correct.
So, thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's the money that we're going to be getting for this. This is going to go to expand our services. We're going to be able to do more things for our community, which is what we've really wanted to do for a long time. We just don't have the space here. So we're going to be doing things like a tech center for people to help find jobs, outreach programs and everything too. So plus keep up with the food. We're going to do things, we'll be able to expand the food, get more people in and everything. And so this is just going to give us a space, the office space, the food space. As Senator Klobuchar said, it's very crowded here. And so we'll be able to move around a lot easier, which will make things much more pleasant for the staff and the volunteers and the clients. So with that, I'm going to introduce Honorine Anderson. She's a client and a fantastic volunteer who has been one of the heart and souls of this place. So here's Honorine.
Thanks, Honorine. Thank you.
Good? Yes. I want to thank Senator Klobuchar, Dave, and the staff of SACA for giving me this opportunity, which is a blessed opportunity. I'm grateful for being a part of SACA. SACA is like a family to me. I always told Eileen, SACA is my family, and they have treated me like a family. And I'm so grateful to be part of it. And I know the job that Eileen, Dave, and the rest of us are doing here will bless and strengthen the community to do a better job. Together we stand, divided we will fall. If we work together, we can accomplish anything and everything. So I'm so grateful to be part of this organization. I'm married to my husband, Lee K. Anderson, for I think 47 years.
Oh, wow.
I had a stroke not too long ago, but SACA been part of there for me. From the day I came from the hospital, they've been there for me. Prayers, food, and everything. So that's why when I say SACA is my family, I'm not just throwing no words around very lightly. They are because they're concerned, and they are looking for people to build their business, to build their organization. And I'm here to stand with them in my week with all I can do. I will do it to strengthen this organization. So I want you all to just keep praying for me, Senator Klobuchar.
Yes.
We are praying for you and praying for all these people that are working to accomplish this goal. And it will be accomplished. Thanks very much for this occasion.
Very good. So how did you start volunteering?
I live at 3700 Yusuf, the Legend. And I was trying to get home when I knew the move at the Legend. I got lost. I couldn't find my way to get to the building. I could see the building, but I didn't know which exit to take to go to the building. So I kept driving around and driving around. Then I found this exit. So when I found it, I thought there was a way out. And I couldn't get through. So I drove down there and I couldn't get through. So I saw this building and I came. And when I came, I saw the food shelf and I came and asked him. I said, oh, I just moved in our building there, but I don't know how to get there. And I see you all serve the community. And he said, yeah. I said, okay, I would like to volunteer. I would love to volunteer, but first, you have to show me how to get home.
So you got lost and you found it and you started volunteering.
Yeah, I started volunteering.
Very good.
Yeah, and from the time I've been here, I've been very happy and very, very successful.
Oh, very good.
And I appreciate everything everyone has been
What's
doing
your
for me.
favorite volunteer job here?
Everything. I work in the clothes, in the
Uh-huh.
thrift store.
Yes.
Then I work in the food shelf.
Uh-huh,
Yes, that's what I've been doing. When I first came, I was working in the thrift store.
uh-huh.
Then later on, I worked my way up in the food shelf over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was doing. So, and I'm happy because of that. And
Great.
sometimes, yeah, and some on Wednesday, when the summertime come, we have the food out in the parking lot. Yes,
Uh-huh.
the farmers market.
Oh,
And
nice.
then I go out there too and I help. But whatever I could do and whatever I still can do, I will do it
Okay.
because I'm interested in this organization. Because if we work together, we can accomplish it.
Okay,
Thank
very
you very
good,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
All right, questions, anything?
Senator, she kind of touched on volunteerism.
Yeah.
With all the money coming in, there's still a great need for volunteers. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, and I think we all know that we have staffing issues in Minnesota. Whether it's at the post office, and we've been pushing them to get the mail delivered on time, whether it is in southern Minnesota, northern, we have staffing issues. And so that makes for places like this that cannot pay the wages of some of these major companies, it makes it really important to have volunteers. So we always need volunteers in Minnesota, but especially now at organizations like this, we need people to volunteer. Minnesota has always had such a high rate of volunteerism. We're so proud. It's always reflected if there's a major disaster like the 35W bridge collapse. I remember being there, thousands of people just showing up to help. When we have had other flooding disasters or other things in our state, people have always shown up to help. After George Floyd, when we had needed volunteers in areas of our city that had been burned down, there were volunteers just pop up showing up to help. This has been the story of our community for literally decades and even centuries, when they were raising barns together. You don't remember these days, Honorine, you weren't around. And that has continued on. Getting out of snow banks. We know there have been a lot of volunteers helping neighbors, and volunteering sometimes can just be helping a neighbor. But in this case, you see at this food bank, people like Honorine, people who sometimes are volunteers, clients at the same time. They may not have big resources, but what they have is their time and their hearts to help other people. And we've seen that in Minnesota throughout our state. No matter how much money people have found a way to volunteer. And that's what this place is all about. It wouldn't exist without volunteers.
It would not.
Is that right, Dave?
We would be dead in the water.
Yeah, without volunteers. Okay, that's a good way of saying it. We need the volunteers. And so that's part of our message today is, yes, we help with federal funding to make it easier to do the job and more efficient, be able to get out the resources. But these places, so many nonprofits, are run on volunteers. So Minnesota's spirit, it continues, and you feel it right in this place with these incredible volunteers. So I want to thank them. Glad we can be of extra help. But again, that money is not anything if we don't have the heart of the people helping other people. And that's what you've got going here. And that's what we, I believe, reinforced, rewarded, supplemented with the help we're giving.
What's the timeline from here on out? When is groundbreaking?
Go ahead.
Well, it's-
Go ahead. You want to get up there?
Thank
And
you.
then could you also field the question about what's happening in the House? No.
You-
Go ahead.
You really want me to?
No, I don't, actually, I don't. Okay, let's know
Okay.
the timeline.
Okay, so the timeline, so we have a purchase agreement with the building. So we're doing due diligence right now. It's an existing building off of 39th and Main Street over in Columbia Heights. So we're staying in Columbia Heights. We really wanted to stay in Columbia Heights. That was important to us. And then if everything all goes well, because it's construction and supply issues possibly or whatever, or remodeling, it's going to be remodeled is what it is. We're looking at probably April of 2024 when we move in, is the tentative target.
And so will this funding are you also doing fundraising or?
We are
They
doing-
have their craft beer fundraiser?
It's called Hops for Hunger, March
Hops for
24th.
Hunger.
That's the best one.
There's
Yeah.
a poster on the wall out there.
So, but she will be here when you open the new
Yes,
facility?
yes, she will.
So that's so it's
April 24 is the
So you have
target.
the place and you're gonna start the construction and you
Yeah,
have
modeling, yep.
this federal money and then you're also gonna have
We're
private
asked,
fundraising.
private fundraising, we're doing that. We're also gonna be talking to the state legislature too for
With
funding. Yep,
You're open here until the new place opens.
Right.
Is that, okay.
Yep, yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No?
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you
guys.
everybody for coming out.